Ok. Hai să vedem. Merge.
Microfonul e băgat cu USB?
Este băgat cu USB. Test, 1, 2, 3, microfon. Prima oară când facem această conexiune cu StreamYard. Acum testăm și sunetul. Microfon. Și o să aduc microfonul mai aproape pentru a vedea conexiunea și calitatea microfonului. Ar merge... Așa. Ia să vedem acum. E ok. 210 probă de microfon. Bine ați venit la Farm of Consciousness. We're gonna switch to English also because this is an international podcast with Romanian friends.
E live acum?
Da, e live. Așa. Ok. Thermal community.
Știți bă care tăiem partea asta și o lăsăm doar aia înainte? Sau?
Nu. Parte din experiență până la urmă. Așa Not the same with the territory. We're back on track with no lack. So, welcome. Welcome, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
And welcome everyone that is joining this live show, this live stream of consciousness here at Farm of Consciousness. My name is Leopold and this is Emmanuel. And we started together this project before meeting each other. But okay. Excellent. First of all, we want to check the connection, check the audio and video. So maybe for the people that are here on this stream, let us know if the audio is good, the video is good, if you can hear us well, see us well. So we can see in the YouTube chat your questions, and also we can interact with each other if you have any questions regarding our project, where we are, any curiosities that may come up. We're open to receive any questions and informations. So yeah, I want to maybe start with the fact that we're in our 11th month here at Farm of Consciousness. We started in January, so we're almost entering a new winter here. We moved in winter in the winter time in January at minus 20 degrees. And now it's getting into the winter season, so we have in the night we have almost 0 degrees, and in daytime around 10 to 15 when it's sun outside. So the temperature is getting wild because we're in a wild area, in a mountain valley where the river is close, the humidity is over 80 to 90%. So it's a very humid area, but it's also an abundant area because water is abundant. So water is always flowing. So this is also a topic that we had about communities and what we wanted to discuss regarding Farm of Consciousness and how to start actually a sustainable community. What do you say about this question? This is actually our main topic for today.
How to start?
How to start, as in, what does it take to build a sustainable community in your perspective, of course, based on your experience, because you have a network of people international, as I have in Netherlands, you have in UK, and maybe any other country, Cyprus, right? So I'm curious about your perspective on not only how to start a sustainable community at Farm of Consciousness, but how did you start first, your first sustainable community that you feel like you still have?
The first is probably the last. Yeah, thanks
I'm
for
curious.
the nice introduction. Hey everyone, beautiful people. My name is Emmanuel. I guess the better question is why to start
Why? Yeah,
an
also.
intentional community, because what we did is a little bit crazy if we analyze it logically. Like,
It is
we
good.
sold everything in the city. I give up the freedom of traveling the world, of having an incredible social life in the city, and a very beautiful and free lifestyle to move here.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Maybe I didn't know exactly what uh, what's expected, but it's been a big transformation for the last year in terms of my identity, who I am, and I think we both mature a lot during this year.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, how to start? Well, first of all, I think the main ingredient is to find a partner with a high level of consciousness that you can resonate with. And because if we analyze all of the communities that started in the past, they all kind of disappear or didn't work out because of their psychological and emotional um, facts that they got triggered. They didn't know how to integrate their emotions. They didn't know how to use and how to heal themselves, and that's the main reason of why nothing is working, because it's the same in life. If you want to have success in the city life, you have to have a high level of consciousness, to be positive, to have a high vibration, and you're gonna attract success, beautiful people, beautiful experiences, and success on all areas of your life. And it's the same here is even actually more intense. If you have a trigger, a negative emotion, boom, is gonna come to the surface immediately,
Yeah.
with full power. And
Yeah.
I think that's the main ingredient of how to start an intentional community. First of all, I guess you need to have success in the city life. Most of the people, they're running from the city life to a community because they think it's gonna be easier. They think they're gonna have more success there than trying to hide. It's not gonna work out.
You
Trust me.
cannot hide. You can
No,
run, but you cannot hide.
because things are not going to work out. You're going to find a lot of challenges, not only financially, but on many levels. You're going to find a lot of challenges if you don't have your consciousness sharp. And it's not about preparing it for a couple of years to have to be zen and
Yeah.
successful and all that. It's about having and finding a practice, be willing to forgive, willing to practice some meditation, some form of emotional
Being
freedom techniques,
disciplined, basically.
being disciplined, exactly. So that's my perspective. I think that's what you need in terms of why. And maybe I'm gonna share later. But what
How?
what is your what are
Why?
your thoughts? How and why to start an intentional community?
It's a very good question because this came to me as being a child. I always wanted to be around people, understand them, and learn where to be myself, how to be myself, and how how can I integrate my role of being there for someone else? Because I had this thing of I want to help people. How, I didn't really know, but I had this thing in my heart and in my mind that connection to get back into the track.
Back is back in track.
And it's back. So I studied in high school mathematics, informatics, and yeah, it's
All right, we're back.
it was working, but it was a delay. So we just gonna go with the flow, and you'll see what's in for us. So I started understanding the logic of what does it take to gain and understand people logically. So we are programmed. We are like computers. So I understood that if someone behaves in a certain way, then they respond like their environment respond in a certain way. So I understood the fact that we're like computer programs somehow, but I couldn't really grasp the wholeness of what does it take to reprogram the mind. So I had to study, after mathematics I had to study humans, so I studied sociology. And I was like, oh, so yeah, you need kind of like both aspects. You need the rational mind, the logical mind, the practicality of it, and also the knowledge to understand how can you create an environment where people can flourish and be themselves while they are living in harmony with themselves and with other human beings. So I studied how to experiment with social environments and what kind of statistics are in favor of how can you create something that is sustainable. As in a group of people, there are co-creating and living and enjoying themselves while not really pushing any ideologies on each other. That's something that society tried for a couple of thousands years, I think, and maybe before the known history. We don't even know the history. There's no really history because it's his story. So we're living the now now. The now is the fact that we figured out a system that is kind of not pushing any boundaries, but also has an ideal situation of collaboration through proposals. So each one of us has a role and we do circles. And in this circle, there is a proposal. So it's sociocracy. We propose, we listen, we vote. Then, if we have objections, we object. We say what is our personal reason, and this reason has to be something that is objective, not subjective. So it's a very fine line in, do I do this for myself or do I do this for others? Because it has to be a balanced way of doing things. In a community, you need balance. So you need the balance with yourself. So balance with yourself comes from being disciplined and also be productive in your own way and respect your energy, but also help each other grow in your own way and not push boundaries at the same time. So, how to do it, we are still learning because it's an experiment. We saw the potential and we're like, yeah, let's just do it and we'll see how we did it. So everything that you see here is just like we're kids playing. This is our playground and we are playing. The roles that we give to us, they're interchangeable. Of course, Emmanuel is in um, more capable than me to manage and negotiate and yeah, basically focus on construction side, and I am more engaged with the human resource side, and I take care of human resources and people and how we kind of organize in such a way that we're kind of on schedule. But here in the, in the direct action, direct experience is a total different way, because it's not about only ourselves, but it's also the people and the diversity of human consciousness. The level of consciousness that is coming here, of course, is a mirror. At the same time, is it's a mirror, a reflection, and also a way of understanding ourselves better. So for the past 11 months, we had a lot of consciousness encounters, and I can say that this is not an easy job to do. And it's not even a job, it's a lifestyle. So it's more of a co-creation where we gather, we understand ourselves, we have boundaries, but also accept like feedback from other people so we can see where we can grow, because we're also human beings and learn day by day a lot of about ourselves through others. So yeah, definitely we need to take a step back from time to time from the pedestal and see each other as being in the same path, because that's why we are co-creating, to offer people the possibility to come experience and do their own thing. So that's why we're doing this podcast as well, to actually give you the the story behind Farm of Consciousness, so you can understand what is our process of how we can manage together a community. like we ourselves, this is our way. We have a dynamic schedule that is kind of pre-programmed. You also know this from our social media or WhatsApp groups. We have a dynamic schedule that is kind of based on meditation, active exposure to cold and breathing. So we connect with the elements. Then we organize ourselves in the day with cooking, because we need to, like, this is how you gather people around, this is how you create bonding through doing things together. So in a community, and how to do it, it's actually to do things together, so we learn from each other. And doing things together, uh, and also pushing boundaries is also a fine line. So we always need to ask for consent. So is it okay for you if we do this and do that? And then you can see where is each other's boundaries, proposals. So I think that's a very long story short, and why and how to build a community. But the behind story of it is infinite. You cannot finish talking about it. And experience here in just a week, if you are here in just a week, what you see online is just the best of it, you know. But in the subjective experience, in the direct experience here in nature, where nature laws are like everyday happening, you just need to understand that adaptation is actually the best skill that you can have, wanting to build a community, because you need to adapt to environment, you need to adapt to other people's opinion, and you need to adapt your reactions and response to what you have to manage. So adaptation, I think you need the most in how and why would you like to build a community.
Yeah, have a flexible ego.
Have a flexible ego, that's a good one. Yeah, yes, it's like not really, I mean, yeah, down your ego, but also have your boundaries, you know when you can like step up your boundaries, so you'll not be stepped in by others people's egos, because we're interacting through egos. And I felt like this was the past 1 month subject, that yeah, people are living in their egos. Of course we are living in our ego. This is how we are now communicating, through our ego. So we use our ego because this is the identity. We're more than just Leopold and Emmanuel.
Yeah.
We're universal spiritual beings that choose to come to Earth. And of course, this is my perspective. Of course, don't take it for granted. And also, maybe if you want, with a grain of salt. But we choose this experience here and now to understand and how and to why we are here, why we are human beings, why we choose to co-create, why did we choose to be here in nature. This is our calling, actually. And if this is your call, thank you for being here. And we can understand through their presence, energy, feedbacks, reactions, helped us grow enormously.
Yeah, it's been a lot of people this summer here that helped us, and thank you so much, everyone that took
Yeah.
their time to come and contribute to the project. It's been really helpful.
And yeah, I'm looking here at topics of today, because this was our like main punchline, how to start a sustainable community. But they're like building a community, becoming sustainable, high and lows that make the flow. Can you do it, as in you as a community or you as a person that would like to? Do you need money? because I had this backlash from some people that when I presented this project to others is like, I had this two extremes. One of it, you need a lot of money, and the second one, you don't need money. So why do you ask for money? And I'm like, truth is not absolute, guys. And you need money, but you don't need that much money to start. You need more resources as you go. So how did we start, Emmanuel? Remember?
Yeah, in the beginnings, we had a bigger property that we were looking to buy, and that one, the price of that property was 70,000 euros, and we didn't have the money. I mean, I was into selling my apartment, and but still, we did not had those money. And we started to do a couple of Zoom calls with people, and in 2 or 3 Zoom calls, we managed to got to
Yeah, in
raise
two
the
weeks
funds.
we had this thing. That lady was like pushing us. It was like the universe was pushing us to manifest 70K in 2 weeks. And we were like, okay, we have 2 weeks. Let's create a presentation.
And that was
Let's
just the
create the
initial
event.
investment, because after that, we needed at least 50,000 to make it
Yeah,
sustainable and working.
yeah. I mean, the first property didn't really have the infrastructure
That this one has,
that
kind
this
of.
one has. We didn't. We had just the land, like a 5 hilltop. So it
It
was
was
a.
it was beautiful,
It was beautiful,
Even
but
now, I would I would like to
we
visit it and
we
check it.
were. I guess we were not ready, and that place. Let me do it. We can continue to speak about it. Battery is low, so we need to charge.
Yeah, it's the story is long. We might do another podcast with exactly how we started the whole story, because it's fascinating, the story. I mean, there were a lot of synchronicities, like magical synchronicities that happen, and not in terms of finances, but money, people, things that in the way they happen, in the way they organize to us, it was incredible. And uh,
And
yeah,
we didn't have the land, so if you have an idea and the passion is there behind it, and you're ready to kind of give it all to make it happen, you can.
I think it's all about the why. If you have the why and the high level of consciousness, it's gonna work.
True.
So how? What is your why? Why did you do it?
Why?
Why did you
Why?
give up everything to
Well,
this?
first of all, because I love sitting in nature. So this is a thing that I had while I was a kid, going into the countryside when I was in vacation as a kid in the summer was a very heartwarming and balancing aspect of me living in harmony with myself. So being in nature was a thing. Being around people was another thing. I am a social being. I'm an extrovert most of the time. So I like being with people. And I had those experiences living abroad in Amsterdam where I saw a lot of communities, a lot of like ways of doing things. And I was like, I'm here in my home country. I'm back. I have all the knowledge and the resources to co create with my fellow roots something that would be worth living for. So why not? I was like, so me and
So
Emmanuel,
that is your why. Why not?
why not? I mean, every time I saw an opportunity and I saw myself in that role, I went all in, and I'm still doing it today. so, so my why is why not all in with your passion and your truth, because you are unique and you have this thing inside you and you know that. So why not give it all to make it happen? That I'm asking you now. What does it take you to do your why not? And if you have any questions, please, yeah, leave us in a comment section on the YouTube or in our WhatsApp. But yeah, highs and lows that make the flow. Make the flow. Can you do it? Of course you can. It just it takes actually everything that you have, and that you don't know that you have, because it takes you courage, it takes you willpower, it takes you resources, it takes you ego backlashes, it takes you reprogramming, it takes you giving up yourself and your identity. It takes you actually everything to do something that is worth living for. So if you want something that you dream of, that means that you need to do something that you've never dreamed of doing. So if you would ask me 2-3 years ago, hey, where you see yourself, Leopold, I would not know. I would not say this. So I'm just living it and going with it. So I'm here now. This is my
Nice.
why not.
Why not?
Why not be in nature in an abundant area where, of course, it's sometimes it's
I have many why not.
yeah.
Well,
Hey, Andrea, welcome, welcome, Melina. So you have why not? Do you
yeah,
have it?
and I still kind of have, but during the summer I detached from all of those because when seeing my old lifestyle and all my friends that are still traveling, still enjoying an incredible lifestyle. It's not easy, to realize that hey, instead of traveling and making, was beautiful, successful living that I used to, I was doing for the whole year construction work. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a transformation, as I said, on the identity level, and we both became mature. Uh, Also spiritually, and it's worthy to do it. But yeah, my why I think is related to the visions that I had like 7 years ago, and also my spiritual master Sarah Shell that told me, one day you will create a intentional community, and blah, blah, blah. And I was okay.
All right.
Or whatever. And I
Wherever life
was I
gives.
was expecting to see the planetary changes for since 2012, and I was still informing
15 years.
myself like things are coming, things are going to change, the society is going to change, the planet is going to rise the level of consciousness, and everything in the planet will change. And at some point, I stopped kind of believing that something will change, and I started
Oh yeah.
to gain success on all areas of life, and I realized that actually I don't want it to change, that this life is so beautiful actually the way it is, and the
But
whole
yeah.
the whole system, the democracy and all that. And then all of a sudden, I things started to move for me. I moved to Romania without my intentions. I mean, I was just lifted, and pushed like that by probably my higher self to get into some circles and moving in Bucharest. And I was like, wow. And then things started to organize that way, and the enthusiasm to build the community started to grow in an incredible way. And
What we did was actually what we were already doing, building actually with passion what we had to do. For me, for example, I had this thing. I want to co-create and organize holistic events, holistic spaces where people could reflect on themselves and get their answers without pushing any boundaries. So I had this thing. I was like, can I do this in Amsterdam? I tested myself. I could. Can I do this in Romania? Okay, I can. Then where is the place that is needed the most? Then not in the home country that I left from, because I felt people are not ready. because I was not ready to give what I felt like I had to give. So we organized, both of us. We were through like ups and downs in life, but also those were the learning stones. We both managed to get on this path of and we're back on track with the life hack. So, so we're using a satellite connection, but sometimes getting
No, it's actually the first time we're using that cable, and
first time that we're using this connection. This is how we do it here on spot, raw, unedited material. So where were we? we were uh, we were speaking about our path of
our past story, kind of.
past story, and the fact that we both came back without really wanting to. It was the universe that brought us together again, because we met on the boat on Amsterdam and we kept in touch. I was like, I'm coming back to Romania to have a longer period of holiday. I don't know how many months,
Holiday.
2 at least, yeah. And Corona, C word came, and yeah. Then we started co-creating. We started the ecstatic dances. I had this thing initially with other people to build a sustainable community. Was called the Werewolf Evolution, short for AW. And first thing first, you realize when you want to start a community, there is a lot of shadow to integrate. So this is also on how you need to embrace your shadows if you want to start a community, to love your shadow, to create from your shadow. I was using my shadow to create, to push boundaries sometimes. So that was my shadow, to push people to do, to make it happen. But it was not really my role to do that. So I had to always, I was frustrated. I felt like I didn't feel really recognized and supported energetically. So I felt like lacking energy while I was doing things and pushing things to happen. So I had to get out of it. And then because I started to coach people on human design and analyze their charts, I saw that Emmanuel is a manifester. And I told Emmanuel, hey, dude, we can do so many things together. You just have to initiate. You just need to do your thing, and then things will generate, because I have the network, you have the network, and we both will create a very powerful magnetic field together. And since that happened, then it's like, okay, let's see. So Emmanuel initiated an event. We started co-creating ecstatic dances. We did it for half a year, and everything was going amazing. So I was like, yeah, let's move into the wild and continue this for the rest of our lives.
That's how we got married.
That's how we got here. So if it's not I have this thing now to say, is like, if it doesn't work from the first time, the second time, or the third time, that means it's not meant to be. For us, it worked from the first time, the second time, and the third time, and it's still working. So I guess it's meant to be. So that's why I was like, sometimes you need lessons in life. You learn from them, and then you move on. But then, if you see that is a repetition, then take a step back, look into yourself, and see where you have to work with your shadow, and then you'll attract people that would not activate your past traumas, but sustain and make you evolve and thrive on where you are already thriving and where your qualities are working. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you too.
Any questions? If you have, guys, please let them in the chat, either WhatsApp or yeah, YouTube chat. If you have any curiosities,
We can also talk about our principles and values of
yeah,
the community.
sure.
That's
Would
very
you like?
important. That's our base, actually. That's where
That's how we did it.
started.
This is how we did it.
Before creating the business project, we created the values that we have and
Yeah.
the vision that we have and how we're going to sustain. Because, as I said, is mainly living in a community like this is mainly the emotional level to be healed and to organize everything in balance and harmony. And yeah, our main value that we have, our main principle is forgiveness, which includes basically working with ourselves, being disciplined, meditating, and releasing negative emotions as they come up. That's kind of our philosophy, and that's how we manage to stay healthy, and our relationship actually flourished a lot, and we have a stronger bonding now.
Pillars. We're
And
strong pillars.
it's the daily discipline that we put together to refresh our consciousness, to clean our emotions, and that's what we're based on basically. Because as I said, most of the communities will has disappeared or collapsed or whatever, didn't work out because of the emotional levels. I heard also a story of two friends that started the same of us, and they started fighting at some point because of an axe. Oh, that's my axe. That's my axe. That's
Yeah.
maybe a
It can
ridiculous
happen, yeah.
example. But yeah, that's our main principle at Farm of Consciousness. We're taking care of our emotions and psychological level, because that's where the happiness came. That's where we are emotional beings. I believe that we are more emotional beings than anything else.
We are water, guys. Come on. Water is emotions. We're 80% emotions. We're energy, constant motion. So, of course, we will trigger each other. We will see each other as mirrors. We will maybe empathize and, yeah, be emotional with each other from time to time. But being emotional is also holding space for those emotions. So, Emmanuel here was also like a powerhouse of taking care of us subconsciously, pushing us to meditate, but not really pushing us like as a mandatory thing, but being there as a discipline, as his presence and his discipline to actually be an example for us to also do the same if we feel like we have emotional work to do. So every morning and every evening, we are working with our emotions, we are sharing in circles, and we are caring for each other. Okay, where do you think you need more emotional
Support.
hygiene or support? Yeah, and we work on that thing, and together we are building trust, building emotional boundaries, and construct on those emotional blockages that are cleared. So blockages that are cleared, a new foundation use them to create, to co-create. Please, internet, stay with us in flow.
We have another break, commercial break. No, we're back.
We are back. So
You also talked about sociocracy,
yeah,
the way we manage things and the way we take decisions. That's also another important value, which is basically communication. We always need to communicate as much as possible and sharing everything. And another value that we have, I mean, there's many of them.
yeah,
Probably the
six.
following one coming would be, as in terms of their importance, is forgiveness. I mean, that's how I see them now: forgiveness, communication, sustainability, which
Friendship,
includes
permaculture,
permaculture and living in harmony with nature and understanding it and working with it. Is this lifestyle to live in harmony with nature?
and it takes time. I mean, we're not 100% sustainable, auto sustainable.
Almost,
It's a transition. So it's a beautiful evolution that we had together, because we could see like the amounts of plastic that we were consuming, and then thought about the process of how to ask people to take a bag of garbage with them home, because we cannot really burn it because it goes into the nature, into like the air that we breathe. So we're looking to create a lifestyle where we use like the things that nature already gives. So wildlife gardening, forest foraging, and all that stuff, because this is a very abundant area. So if we recognize the plants that we are already abundant in and nature gives us, we don't need that much. We just need to adapt to the environment.
This year actually we realized that nature can give us everything, even food forever, only from the forest. Like we have 10 months per year of infinite supply of mushrooms, and probably, I don't know, 7 8 months of weeds and other food forests that we can consume.
Wild garlic, onion.
You know, even 2 meals per day we can take them from nature, which is fascinating to see how abundant everything is. And not only here, it's all the planet. We just need to know how to use what we have. And another important principle that we have, and I think is related also to the mission of the farm of consciousness, which I realize is that it's probably to give back to the world what we are, what are our solutions, what is our vision, and our powerful information that we managed to acquire during the last year and during our life.
Yeah, and that's why
And,
we are starting those weekly strong casts.
Exactly.
Or strongly podcasts.
Yeah,
To
purpose,
offer.
yeah, the purpose is to give back solutions and informations that are valuable for you, for everyone that is watching, because there might gonna come a time when as you can see, the life in the city is becoming more and more toxic, even though we don't realize. But
Let's say
now,
expensive.
after living here for 1 year, when I'm going back to the city for 2 3 days, I feel very unbalanced. And yeah, that's why, as you said, we created this weekendly events, and we have 4 festivals per year, which are more like retreats every solstice and every
Equinox.
equinox. And we have actually one coming up in a month from now, the winter solstice, which is going to be
Wild, as
wild.
you know,
Yeah,
because here winters are wild, wilder than summers. Uh, so from 19th to 24th of December, that's my birthday as well. So you're gonna celebrate also
ooh,
Leopold Eugene Reich together.
nice.
Between 19 and 24, we're gonna have like this festival that we're gonna celebrate winter solstice and rebirth through the longest nights of the year, with doing a men's circle in the cave, a women's circle in the dome, an
Oh,
ecstatic
it's
dance
warm.
together, a sauna, and ignite the inner fire through the river for 6 days, where we are co-creating life and rebirth together. As a theme, we have Agape, which is a gathering of soul family tribe. So if you feel the call, we have an opportunity for you until the first week of December. We'll have an offer. It's 888 lace for the whole festival. And also, if you want to stay after the festival, so after 24, we have a special gift, 33 euros per day until whenever you want. So
Until next year.
you can stay with us for Christmas or New Year's Eve. But all the details will be maybe in this comment that I'm gonna leave now on YouTube because it's already running. It's farmofconsciousness.com, ecstatic winter solstice. Uh, ecstatic winter, ecstatic solstice winter edition. Ecstatic solstice winter edition. And you have all the details there. You have the presentation, the offers, and you have, if you have any questions regarding this event, um, so what we're gonna include in this event, of course, are experiences, access to the facilities, facilitators, food, and stay. So there'll be 2 meals per day. One will be a brunch, so it'll be more focused on carbs and fruits, and the second one will be a big meal for all of us. The catch with this one is that we have only 20 spaces available. So we are 11 facilitators uh, and 22 spaces. So we want to have like a magic number, a master number, 33 in total. So if you feel the call, there are 20 to 22 spaces available, and no more, no less. If you feel the call, you have the website there. See you soon. Regarding the festival, uh, until then, we still organize strong ends. So we have this strong end. We have two special guests invited to come and facilitate for Farm of Consciousness. So we are engaging with other facilitators from all over the world. We had people from Greece, from Netherlands, from Sweden here, and that's why we are organizing those events in English. And that's the reason also that we're talking in English, even though we are Romanians, because this is an international intention. This is an international call for all communities to gather and co-create the life that we dream of, all over the world. So Farm of Consciousness is just an example, and you can do your own thing at your place, at your home. You can start in your own way. This is just our experience, our example, and this is how we do it. So regarding this, we'll have also another opportunity because we started with packages. We started with investment packages. Then this is also a topic for
Yeah,
the.
that's a long topic
Do
actually.
you
So
need money to start this kind of a project? And we need to think about money as not something that is material again. Money is just a number, and numbers are never ending. This is what Bob Marley said as well. Because you'll never have enough money, because numbers are infinite.
yeah,
But you'll
totally
have
agree.
energy to channel the money that you will need to create. And that money that you channel will bring you actually more money. But that money will not be physical, will be in resources that you'll have. Either is land that will bring you resources as being water, fruits, veggies, stones, material like wood to build houses. So this is an exchange that we are kind of showing people that first you need investments. Of course, you need investments, like in anything you want to start. So we started with 5,000 packages. No, 5 packages for 5,000 euros, and then we scaled them at 7 to 8,000, and now we have two more. So if you want to become a Fokker, which is Farm of Consciousness shorted, there is a possibility that you can join this membership, this community, where we co-created a structure that is flawless. Basically, with this package, you become a member, you have a percentage from what we have here, and you have basically a space for yourself and your family to construct and build and become sustainable in a community. Basically, we are offering people uh, 250 square meters of land to build their house, 50 meters square to build their sera,
Well,
to grow their own food.
it's not necessarily just you know.
It's not only a limit, but it's
Yeah,
like more like mentally
because
construct.
I think that's the topic that matters probably the most to the people. How we manage to create the business plan, as it's called. And if you want, I can share that.
Yeah, please.
And the way we did it, because we thought of all possible ways to make it work, to make it sustainable, to make it work in such a way that even if one of us is leaving, the project will continue by default by itself. And that's why the paperwork and the way we created them is super smart, and I'm going to share with you because it's super simple, and I think that's the most valuable information, the way
For
we
today.
the way we organized everything here. So we have like 9 hectares of land here, which is belonging um, to the company, because we created a company, Farm of Consciousness, SRL. And basically each person was still working a little bit on the paperwork, and basically each member um, has a certain percentage of the whole space, 5-10% of the whole place. So when you're buying a package, you're not just buying
The land.
you're buying all the facilities. You have a percentage from the house, from the all the buildings that we have, and all the land. So it's that's how is super smart. And this is the way we also, as you said, Leo, we are sharing the profits that we have, and the way we sustain everything. Basically 50% of all the profits from the events that we're making, even though at the moment we're not making a lot of profits. Just next year we're probably gonna focus more on
It was
events.
our plan initially that the first year we're not focusing on profit, we're focusing on community.
And even in the future, it's not going to be about the profits. And I don't want anyone to believe that if they come here, they're gonna have an income stream that will make them free or whatever. Our main purpose regarding this is to be sustainable. This is our purpose. It's not the profits, it's sustainability. We want to make sure that everything is working in an abundance way. So basically, 50% of all the profits that we're making is going to the community, to building the infrastructure and everything that we still need to build, because we still have a lot to build. And 50% will be shared among every uh, member.
Mhm.
And the way we organize it, like the where is the house, the domes, and the part of the land that is on next to the river, and that, the flat
Land,
uh, bit of the land is
common
kind of
space.
common space where also the tourists, the visitors that wants to learn and see how we're living can be. And we also have like 7 hectares of land which belongs to the
Members.
residential area, where basically we're creating little houses, domes, and cabins, as we are in here.
We're in the
Just
temple cabin.
temple cabin, and that's how we created. So you're also gonna have a private area where tourists and no one will ever disturb you, and you also have a common space where we have all the facilities for everyone. And those are the basics. I mean, there's also a lot of other details, but those are the basics how we organizing the community.
Do you have any questions, guys?
I think there are some questions.
Are they? No. It's just love and abundance. Hey, everyone. Oh, there you go. You can see the comments here. Yeah, if you have any questions, we're here to respond. Um, so this system, I think it's applicable to any organization that may want to succeed and thrive. So if you want to build a community, you need to start with some cash flow. So each one of you has to start with the cash flow and invest in community and themselves. Either they are moving like 100% there and working the land and like gather people, resources, or investing. And because we have members that are abroad and they came here like 2 3 times, and that's all right because that's their own pace of being. We are here full time most of the time. So that's the way. It's like to find your role and invest what you're willing to invest, basically, and have that investment plan for yourself and for others that will come to see if they resonate or not. Because of course we had a lot of people coming here and say, wow, this is a beautiful idea, I want to invest in this and everything, and but they didn't really convert in becoming a member, because you need to give up a lot of things, as we said.
Yeah, that's mainly because the city life still exists and it's hard to give it up. It's hard to detach
Detach,
from
yeah.
the city life, and yeah.
Yeah.
But regarding that question, if you need money, it depends what you want to do. If you want to live like a streeter in the wilds, you don't need money. But if you want to have a comfortable life where you can grow and live in abundance, you need money. And again, if you don't have money when you start, that means your level of consciousness is not right, because also being financially abundant is related to your consciousness, and things will not work out. And again, those are the two main reasons that you need when starting a community. A high level of consciousness is the
Hmm.
most important one, and have your why.
Have your why.
So yeah, you need money, and it's how much money? I think we spend
70.
70 to 80,000 euros so far. I mean, that's probably without the caravans, the cars, and I
Yeah,
think
I
I
mean,
think we have like a
it, dep-
hundred thousand. But even if you give me 1 million, I can spend it in 2 months. Everything. So it's not a matter of how much you need. It's
oh,
how
it's
much you want, or how I don't
how
know,
much you
how
want.
much you can. How much-
Yeah, and what do you want to bring to the world with that money? Be specific about what you want to create. What you want to, where do you want to invest that money? How do you want this place that you want to co-create with others to look? How many people do you see in this place? How many resources? How much do you need? So write those things down, because if you want to create something to manifest, to attract in your life, you need to first physically write it down into a present tense, like it's already happening. We're already doing it. So, yeah, seeing is believing. So, if you already imagine, that it means that it happened. It just needs another now to manifest. Okay, any questions? I don't think there are questions today, but that's all right, because if you do have any questions, you can also leave them after this live and comment at this video to see, yeah, if we can answer, as in, of course, when we see the comment we are answering it. But if you leave it after this live, it will maybe take a while to see it again, because I'm not looking at the, I don't receive notifications with comments. I saw like some videos got comments like 4 months ago. I was like, oh, I saw it now. Yeah, well, I responded, but it takes some time to, yeah, respond to comments. So
I think that's it for now.
what's up?
Maybe we can have another Zoom specifically for the story that we have.
Yeah, I think that we kind of pointed everything that we
Maybe
wanted.
just one more thing I would like to share.
Yeah.
Um, like, what are the benefits that we have after 1 year moving here, giving up the city life, giving up everything,
Yeah.
where we are now, basically. So my main satisfaction is when I see what we build behind. When you see the beauty of the land and the creativity is like full of art, magic, and fantasy. Every corner you look in this property is absolutely fascinating, and that gives me a lot of satisfaction. And also the fact that a lot of people are coming here and they have incredible experiences, and the feedback that we receive from those people is wow. And
I think
it's
that will be a
again
good
it's
one.
again a satisfaction, when you see that you inspire people so much and you offer solutions, and people are thanking you for the facilities that we have created to for them to open up spiritually and to have an authentic experience in nature, and not just as a normal retreat center, where you have your own private room and everything is
As I was saying,
yeah, I was
yeah, people need an authentic experience. You're right, and what we are doing here and being is everything, everything that we are. We're not copying anyone. We're doing what we feel. Experiment as we go, seeing where we need improvement, asking for feedback, seeing results in other people's experiences, and then, yeah, continue what we're doing, because it's like we just started. It's it's like yesterday we started this. So it's this is just the beginning, guys. So thank you for being part of this. Thank you for watching this live. Thank you for co-creation. Thank you for visiting us. Thank you for bringing your energy. Thank you for everything that you are and you're doing in your own community, wherever you are, because we need each other. And not really being together physically, but we need each other as an energetic vibration. Being in a state of flow and loving what you do in your own way, in your own pace, in your own rhythm, that gives power to the whole universe. So thank you for being in your universe. Oh. And
Boom.
see you on the other side of this screen with the fuckers here at Farm of Consciousness. See you at the festival. See you wherever you are, whenever you are, whenever you respond the call. So do we have any questions? No questions, just love and gratitude for you two and this project. Thank you, Andrea.
Fantastic.
Thank you. We love you and see you soon, all of you. Bye bye now.